Hey guys, this is Code, Conspiracy of a Dead Man from the SpeakInCOAD podcast. You're about to watch episode 18 or listen. We're going to try to do a new template and a new way of doing our podcast with a little bit more structure from now on. So this is going to be the way we're going to do it. It's going to be a little bit of an intro. Going to do the theme. We're going to introduce each person, and then we're going to have segments. We're going to talk about each segment, and then we'll introduce you to each segment, and then we'll discuss it as we go on. So hopefully this intro is the worst and the last one we do like this. But hope you guys enjoy the show. We will be doing this here shortly. Coming to the stage, we got the one, the only Teddy Bear Dynamite, aka Chocolate Thunder.
Oh, good evening.
Next, we have coming to the stage. He is 6'5". He's bald. He's just Chente.
Yo, just Chante. That's it.
I'm
Nothing
sorry.
special about me. Nah.
Oh man. And we do have a guest on tonight. He reigns from
Oaxaca.
Japan. He's like, that ain't a real place. Coming to the I don't know. Coming to the stage. We had to make him put his clothes on so that way he could do the striptease later. He ain't no alligator. He is the one and only Rican Mohican.
Close is optional, guys. Come on.
Right.
Oh,
What's
man.
up, y'all?
Oh,
Let's
My
go.
cholesterol.
oh no.
Okay. Not great.
Oh. All right, let me see. Got some stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about if I could pull it up. My goodness. I feel like I try one thing and I can't figure it out. So yeah, I mean that's the introduction of each person. You guys got anything going on today? Been chilling, having fun.
Chilling.
Just watching the rain.
Yeah.
Watching the world evolve into chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I want to introduce you guys to our first segment that I thought we could do. It's called What's in Your Cup? And this cup and this podcast is actually sponsored by another podcast called The Business Party Podcast. He hooked us up.
Yes, indeed.
We got some
Yes,
cups.
indeed.
We got swag.
Tyranny. And then it's the Business Party Podcast.
So I read it wrong, and I thought it said liberty over tyranny when I first saw it.
Yeah. We're like, she's not coming to the States tonight.
So what's in the cup then?
Oh.
Ice and what is the name of this again?
Persimmon
Wow.
cordial.
Persimmon cordial.
You can show them the bottle.
That's fruity as fuck.
Yeah.
Is it an alcoholic drink?
What is that?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We got TBD drinking some spirits.
Can't
because
see it,
we're about
man.
to get into the Halloween season.
Boyle, incredible.
I got to turn the
Okay.
subtitles on for him. What about you, Rican Mohican? You're our guest.
Well, I can't tell you who I'm sponsored from, but I'm just drinking that quality H2O.
There you
You
go.
know, you gotta stay hydrated.
Quality.
Can't tell you got that Colt 45.
And Tuesday.
I got
Four Locos.
Crown and Coke.
Oof. Got some. Oh, I disappeared. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I can't see
It's
nothing.
not working. I gotta put my face
You
in
need
it.
depth perception.
Yeah. I got some bourbon from
I don't got a
Wood.
fancy glass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to. Can they see it? Oh yeah, they can.
Oh, very nice.
Is that a Fruitopia bottle?
No,
Oh, no.
it's called
Capri Sun.
Reuben S. Bourbon. It's 100 proof.
I would really enjoy some Fruitopia right now. I had that since like ninth grade. Oh, I'm
Guess how
old.
old we are, yeah.
Whoa, what do you mean we? Don't drag me into that we. I know, right? Don't drag me into that old stuff.
Yeah.
Get that salt and pepper distinguished.
It's not gray, it's blonde.
From now on, when it goes full gray, I'm telling people it's not gray, it's chrome.
Chrome.
I chromed out my beard.
Oh, chrome or crumbs?
Chrome.
Oh,
Chrome.
thought he said it was crumbs. I'm like, I left my food there for later.
In these hard times, you might need to.
Yeah,
You might
really.
need to.
Spare some change. Oh man. And then Chente, you said you got, what did you have? Crown and Coke?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
What flavor Coke?
Well, Crown flavor.
ice flavor Coke. So, all right, cool, man. The other one I wanted to talk to you guys about was like maybe current events. Conspiracies are just something in the news. I have a clip about social media in Canada. I don't know if you guys got anything else going on or
They're
if you've
allowed
heard
to have
of.
social media there?
Well, we can get right into it. I know Rican Mohican wanted to talk a little bit about the
Yeah, man.
Amber Alerts.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Yeah, there are so many people talking about this Amber Alert. People are supposed to get violent. Phones were supposed to get destroyed. I personally didn't turn off my phone, and I'm still here. Nobody got violent with me.
Dang.
Just,
Chente started beating his kids.
No.
Did you mind sharing what you did to help protect you?
Oh, I didn't do that.
You did it.
I didn't do that. I
You
did
want me to
that
say
for
it as if I
the.
did it? Do you want me to say if I did it?
So I got my science on, and I wrapped it. This was before it happened. I was just testing shit out. I wrapped my phone in aluminum and I put it in the microwave. I didn't turn the microwave on. I set it in there, and then I had someone call me and text me, and it wouldn't. I didn't get anything. It wouldn't go through. But what I did do, I just turned it off, and I didn't get anything.
Oh, okay. Because right after you told me that, I called you and it went straight to voicemail.
he turned it off.
I told everybody I work with what happened, and they were like, "No way!" And then I called, and I've had you on speaker, and it went straight to voicemail.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was perfect time. Is he farting?
Maybe.
Are you ripping it
Oh,
up?
nah. That was the Rican Mohican's pet, the
Oh,
big one,
oh,
Simba.
Ferret.
just ripping them.
It's a ferret.
Simba, come here. Say hi. There he is.
Yeah, he's huge.
A big
He
boy.
won't bite us this time, right? You know, he thought I was a chew dog. I ended up getting another one since I talked to you last. All right, so the alert stuff, it was weird. I think a lot of people on social media were sharing it as if like there was going to be some random things going on. There's a girl, she does conspiracy stuff on Instagram, and she's got her own YouTube channel. Her name's My Maria 777, and Yeah. So she talked about it. She goes, look, it could just be a psyop, like just getting people to try to, like a false flag, try to get people to be worried for no reason, which happened for a lot of people. But what she was thinking what was going to happen was, she mentioned it a week ago, and she goes, well, if this happens during the government shutdown and these people are not in office when it happens, they could be like kind of like in a hideaway area or like in an underground bunker type of thing. She goes, but if it does happen and the government shutdown doesn't happen, then she goes, are they really trying to like not hurt everybody? Or are they trying to hurt some people? Like, what's going on? And then the other thing that she mentioned was in Sweden, they banned the iPhone 12 because it was emitting radiation and too much radiation.
Is that the same one that was exploding in people's pockets?
No. I think that might have been a Samsung or Android or something. But she was saying how Sweden put out like a ban. They're like, it's emitting too much radiation. It's not safe. Well, Apple's response to it was, don't worry, the next update will clear that out. Almost as if,
how would an update stop radiation?
An update can regulate or deregulate how much radiation gets sent out of a phone.
Wait a minute. I have an iPhone 12.
Do you?
Well, it's one of my phones. Yeah, it's an iPhone 12, but I carry it with me. Am I supposed to be worried right now?
I don't know. You might need to get on that Chente diet and put some foil on it. Like a little.
Well, I have to.
Have you noticed miscellaneous lumps?
Yeah, really.
Or rashes.
Get some blood clots. You go like, oh no, I'm going to be like Code. Well, lumpy space princess over here when I sit down. Damn it.
Oh, no. It could be a Disney princess.
Oh, no. We'll get into that.
Hey, Cole, you looking like a Disney princess, bro. I see it.
Because I combed over my hair so my bald spots don't show too much.
Just go full bald.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Bald is beautiful.
I'll look more like lumpy space princess and a lumberjack. So I do have a clip for you guys, though. It is it's the Conspiracy Social Club podcast with Brian Callen and Sam Tripoli. I'll play that clip for you real quick. It is the information about Canada, right? So I'll give you a heads up. They bring it up just to give you an idea of how their podcast runs. Sam Tripoli is like the pro, everything's a conspiracy. And Brian is like, there's no way it's a conspiracy. Like, that's fake news. Like, I don't know, all this other stuff, right? So Sam's always on the podcast trying to convince Brian that things aren't conspiracies. So Brian will always be like, let me call my friend. Let me call so-and-so. Let me talk to my dad. His dad's like a banker, like a world-known banker or something like that. So anyway, long story short, this is where it starts. So I'm going to play it right here.
Short.
Yeah.
You want to get to Canada?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. Have you heard this, Brian? Canada is now making people register their podcast with the government. And now, Brian, the EU is basically passing laws which allow them to basically censor in real time.
That is outrageous.
I downloaded the form last night.
Canadians have to take to the street. I don't know when they're going to wake up. Justin Trudeau said 8 years ago, the system of government he admires the most is China. And so he's a lot like you.
Yeah.
You like Putin.
What?
You like
what are
Xi,
you talking
think
about?
They're the same as America. And that's fine. You and Trudeau there's a horseshoe effect here. You guys have very, very similar outlooks on life.
But this is already happening in Canada. This is what the Financial Times Instagram account looks like.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Right? How crazy is that?
People
As a Canadian, you must be going.
Call my buddy Joel to ask him if that's true.
So just so you know, he's always like, let me call someone. They're always stopping him. This time, they actually let him call his friend Joel, who has a social media or has a podcast, I think, in Canada. So he's about to call his friend right now and kind of give him like an idea of of the whole situation. Like give them like, hey, this is true or not.
What?
Should we call somebody?
Who's Joel?
He lives in Canada.
What?
I mean,
Why would the internet? Okay.
I want to see if you're saying he can't look at the Financial Times.
Hey, while he's doing that, guys, real quick, go to samtripoli.com. I've just added Thousand Oaks. That's an October 19th show. Please grab your tickets. Comedy Chaos is live. That's on the 10th. Please grab your tickets. samtripoli.com.
You're on Conspiracy Social Club right now. Canada's making podcasts register with the government so that.
Hey, Rican,
What?
stop moving your mic in your sweater. It's so loud. I thought
Is it?
Rican TV's butthole just trying to get out.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'll mute it. I'll mute it when I get up because I had to let Simba out. You know, he had to do his business.
We're like, who is that?
I thought that was the person Brian was on the phone with.
That's what I thought too. I was like, why is that video so loud? Last time I heard it, it was so clear. So anyway, here we go. He's talking to his friend Joel. He's confirming or denying what's going on in Canada.
It's like an online, it's censorship. What's going on? Do you know much about that?
I don't know much, but I know people are blaming Trudeau about it because he's big into the censorship thing with online. So we can't even check our news on social media. So for example, a lot of the news that you guys get on Instagram now, we can't access. It says you are blocked from viewing this because of your location or your country has blocked.
What?
So it's very weird. We don't actually know what we don't know. It's one of those things where.
Why is that? And why are Canadians allowing this to happen?
Because Trudeau likes to treat his people like mushrooms. He keeps us in the dark and he feeds us shit.
Wow, that was the best thing I've ever heard.
Damn. Trudeau likes to treat us.
Let's power rank who's crushing on the show. Sam, no, 1, random Canadian 2, Brian Callen 3.
My buddy Joel, man, he knows his shit.
Joel, you're killing it. Do you want to be my new co-host on Conspiracy Social Club?
Yeah.
He's too busy running his businesses.
No, I'm very busy running my business. But the point is that it's some very unpopular decision making, and it appears as though, as free as a country as Canada is purported to be, there is a lot of limitations placed on our access to information. Is this ostensibly to combat misinformation, malinformation, and disinformation? The kind of information Sam spreads. There's the reason that they're saying, and then there's the real reasons for which, a handful of people will truly know.
Yeah. What's your guess?
It's the same country. It's the same country that is coming down on Jordan Peterson for what he's
for online misdeeds.
No, they're trying to kill the internet. We may have a time where we're like,
I don't know why Canadians are not in the streets freaking out, because Canadians are too polite for that, aren't they?
It's also like people are like, oh, it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, they're not militarized.
So if we go into the streets, what are we going to do? Yell some more?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, on that note, so what'd you think about that one?
I couldn't hear it. Can you play it? I'm just kidding.
Rican,
yo, where'd he go?
Who?
The Rican.
Yeah. Coming to the stage.
They told me to mute the mic, so I wanted to be completely quiet so I could hear the segment.
Oh, could you hear it even though you were off stage?
Yeah.
So
yeah, when we were off stage, we could hear everything you do.
You can hear us right now? Shake your head, yes or no? Oh, nice. Cool. Man,
so you can't talk about me, Code?
Yeah.
I know. Well, he's
talking shit.
All right. So that's kind of it, I think, with current events. Did you hear about the thing with the alien? The alien in Mexico that they found, the mummified one?
The little guy from Men in Black?
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened like a while ago, though, yeah?
Yeah. So one of the guys that I talked to, he goes, Russia used the exact same photo. And one of my other buddies that was right there was like, what photo are you talking about? They didn't use a photo. They actually had the thing out there, in person. Well, then I think I was listening to Sam Tripoli, either Tinfoil Podcast, Conspiracy Social Club, or 000 or whatever podcast he was on, and he mentioned that, or somebody that was the host mentioned to him. They go, that wasn't a real alien, and that was actually a mummified child from back then. And he was like, "No, don't tell me that. Human sacrifice."
Mummified child.
Yeah, like if after a kid died or something, they mummified it. Or it could have been the Mayan sacrifice. I don't know. You're the Mohican. He's like, we didn't go back that far. We just started in the 1800s. Sorry, too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah. So I mean, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about, is there any other current events you guys wanted to mention before we go to the next segment?
No, I just think the thing for Canada kind of makes sense though, for a government to try to control. How do you control? You control the population with taking things they want, they like.
Yeah.
Right? Now
get
they make their own.
meeting.
They make their own news now.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've been making our own news for a
When
while.
are we next?
So I have MacGyver playing in the office.
MacGyver. Old MacGyver or new MacGyver?
Old MacGyver. And new MacGruber. No.
MacGruber.
All right. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about too was Rican Mohican. You haven't been on the Discord yet, and that's kind of how we promote the podcast. That's how we meet new friends. That's how we kind of spread a little bit of misinformation to the to our community, and like we become friends with other people that are either like-minded, that have totally different. They don't agree with us at all. Like so many different types of people come together, and we just become friends that way. So I want to introduce you to the Discord and just show you kind of what it looks like and how it works. If you're cool with that, it will only take me a few minutes. I'll try to hurry up through it, and then
of course. I'm more upset that Shante hasn't shown me this.
well, since you're the guest too, I'll let you pick the deep dive that we go into, like what we're gonna make this whole podcast mostly about. But
this is his third time on the show. I wouldn't say he's new. He's the guest.
He's a guest.
It's the second time.
Oh,
yeah.
Second.
Third, technically, actually, third episode you've been on though.
Yeah, that's true.
We did a conspiracy episode, we did a black holes episode, and now this one.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what a Discord. This is what
returning guest
Discord looks like. Okay. So we got, this is the SpeakInCOAD. You could have multiple channels that you follow. Like here's the SpeakInCOAD. Here are all the different tabs. This is Business Party Land. This is Scott Business Party, the guy that hooked us up with our cups,
our awesome mugs,
for our version of Mug Club. Then there's Two Jacks One Scotch. I've been on their podcast a couple times. I filled in for Jackie. Scott and Jack have been there from the beginning. They're like awesome people, man. They've hooked me up. They've told me about this program called StreamYard, what we're on right now. I just want to like throw out as much like positive information and stuff about them, like to everybody that's listening to this podcast. They're awesome people. They've been my best friends pretty much since I moved here. And
oh, you hear that? You hear that, TBD? That's fine.
Oh man, that's deep.
Oh.
So anyway,
so much.
Then I mean,
you have other friends?
No, well, not quite. You're on people, but that meant
you
them
even miss us when you're not talking to us?
I'm reevaluating this relationship.
Yeah. So then the Confessionals podcast. I mean, you could have multiple. If you see all this stuff on the left, these are multiple podcasts. These are multiple channels. I mean, this is the Bigfoot Society, Appalachian Intelligence. They were just on Sam Tripoli's podcast, the Tinfoil Hat podcast. Confessionals. They always talk about Bigfoot, cryptids, freaking skinwalkers. They'll talk about supernatural stuff. He has tons of cool guests on. They tell their story. I just want to throw a few plugs out to those guys too, you know. Then there's the Chente's favorite is right here. Birds Aren't Real. And then there's some flat earth ones too that are kind of cool. But for what my Discord, usually what I'll do is I'll send a link. It's like a unlimited link. Like you could send it to multiple people. It won't expire at all.
Okay.
these are just the basics, like an introduction to me, the podcast, TBD, Chente. We give like a little bit of rules, no racism, no not safe for work stuff. Like I don't want no nudes in this thing, no harassment, no spamming, no talking about COVID and vaccines and stuff, because we all know how we think about that, and we're all pretty much on the same page. No things that would get you banned on social media. And then we're just, I mean, dirty jokes, we BS, we have a lot of fun. That's just the main information category. Then the rules are pretty much the same thing, no spamming, all that crap. Our first tab in here is help fighting against human trafficking. You could find different organizations you could go to. You could pick one. You could just learn more about it. There's videos on how to look for it. There's videos on how to fight against it. There's different places you can donate to and help, you know, people in need about those. There's TRS Metal Detox. This stuff works great. This is kind of like a free plug for them. It's like a spray. You spray it like 3 times under your tongue or in the morning or at night before bed. And literally the next morning, if you have a tongue scraper, you could definitely see a difference. It's freaking gross, but it's the toxins that come out of your mouth while you're sleeping.
This is the same principle as like that, like pad you can put on your foot.
Kind of,
before your mouth.
Yeah, and it's a heavy metal detox.
Okay.
So there's tons of things that people will do with this. There's children that have been diagnosed with autism, and their parents have put them on this, and they've gotten significantly better. If they're not like a non-functioning, like if they can't talk or they can't speak, people have used this, and it's been able to help their children get better. I don't want to say like it's a miracle type thing, but it can be if you look at it that way.
Okay.
Ideas and feedback. This is just kind of like your own pitch to the Discord to help make the Discord better, the podcast better. Whatever ideas you have, you could throw it in here. If you want to have a new topic that's in the channel for conspiracies that you want us to talk about, you could throw that in here. Tons of cool stuff. Podcast episodes. These are like all different podcasts, mostly ours. Like Jack, 2 Jacks, 1 Scotch. I tell them to throw their podcast in here. It's got our intro that TBD did when he read it when we first started, before we started. It's got 2 Jacks, 1 Scotch. It's got our Black Hole series podcasts in here. It's got memes about stuff. Not quite memes. We don't really throw stuff in there. The Business Party podcast with Scott and Davey. We have, and then sometimes I'll throw in like random podcasts that I think they're like good people to follow, like the Confessionals podcast. This is Tony Merkel with the Confessionals podcast. He's got some really great episodes. I think I've even thrown in some maybe tinfoil hat, not too many. Business Parties podcast I got in here too. There's Scott, there's Davey, there's Jackie, and then they had a guest. There's like a InfoWars one that I saw where they were talking about flat Earth. I just thought it would be interesting for people to like look into whenever they wanted to. And then what is his name? Mike Romanelli. He's awesome. He's been super helpful. He's friends with Sam Tripoli. He owns his own comedy store or comedy club out in New Jersey, I think. It's called like the Dojo, and he brings on tons of different comedians out there. He has a blast. Their social media is awesome too. They have Tommy G. He's one of the guys that kind of got me started into the conspiracy podcast. That kind of got me hooked. So I just wanted to throw a few plugs out there for those guys. Tommy G originally started the Discord and got a ton of people in. And every time people's Discord would get banned, they had mine to fall into. So as soon as his got banned, all of those people that were following my or in my Discord, they would jump into mine and be able to keep the conversation going. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had this thing started and gotten to know all these people. So it's been a blessing for sure. Just even knowing him through that, but his stuff failing got me to get where I am. But then he's soared even further just because he's famous.
So he's the one I blame for you going to get new best friends.
Yeah. In here we'll do polls and questions. Like, do you think we should have a polls and questions tab if it's a good idea? And then people vote a yes or no. And then like some of the topics, who does who's TBD's voice remind you of? And you could pick Chef from South Park, Bill Cosby, the greatest narrator the audiobook world has ever heard, Morgan Freeman, smooth jazz, or James Earl Jones.
Luke.
He's his
I
father.
am your father.
And then we've talked about other things like what do we want to talk about? What's the next episode? What should it be about? And we go based off like aliens, astral projection, Bigfoot, a project or operation, and then or other. People picked aliens, and I don't even know if we talked aliens.
Oh,
I think a couple times.
we tied the aliens into the
Anunnaki.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember the name.
Sorry.
Yes.
Good job. And then social media. If you have any personal social media, if you want to post it in this tab, your own podcast, your own Discord, your own friends, your own family,
Your OnlyFans.
Yeah, your OnlyFans, where TBD does skinny guy stuff. Sorry. Chente's Fansly and his ex account. Some people have Truth Social. I think that's like Twitter. Just anything and anything you put it in the social media. Memes, we get freaking crazy with the memes. I mean, like, here's one of the aliens. I don't know where the X is.
Oh no.
Yeah. Members of Congress running for re-election. This lady, she just died, RIP. No, not Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's Dianne Feinstein. Everybody thought we were going to get an alien invasion with Project Bluebeam, and all we got were these dusty alien decorations from Spirit Halloween. Like there's just a bunch of stuff, you know. We even have some videos from what is his name? Colin Shoemaker, where he talks about.
What the fuck was that?
He has
super
cards that he has, so he sent me a bunch of packs. So next time we have him on the next time we get him on the podcast, we're gonna open up some packs, and he's gonna tell us which Ricky cards are the best and what are worth the most out of the 9/11 and the 1992 Iraq War cards. Merch, we got some cool merch you can check out.
Check out our merch.
My store, I don't remember this. Oh, this is Scottish Red Pill. He's been on the Discord from the beginning, from the first Discord before my old name got banned. He's great. He's from Scotland. He makes some really cool conspiracy type clothing and stuff like Tower 7 or just random stuff. Swank is freaking dope. He's helped me out with this stuff. He does a lot of like the creative type stuff. If I have questions on like being able to create a picture or art for the podcast, he could draw it up in like 2 seconds. So he's like super helpful with that. We got donut.com. He's a conspiracy podcast guy on YouTube. He's all over. That's his merch store. Business Party Podcast. Don't be a mainstream minion. They also had a shirt that said "Fuck the moon, we're going to Uranus." We're trying to get that one made. The crypto coloring book. This is from Tony Merkel. He did it for his kids. So if your kids like the color and they want to get into coloring book, check out
the
his
kids. That's for me.
Okay, it's for
That's
you.
for me.
Get back in the picture. Who else? Let me see. Forbidden Clothing. They do a bunch, or Forbidden Clothes. They do a ton of different like sheeple type clothing lines. And then Business Party. You could buy his mug. It says Business Party Podcast. If I can get it in there. And then on the backside it says Liberty Over Tyranny, and it's not Liberty Over Tiffany. Those are two different strippers, and we didn't go hang out with them tonight, so they might be mad. Then we got the Discord channels tab, just tons of different Discords. If you have one, throw it in there. You could send it. Let us know. Some of our friends will jump in there too. Movies and documentaries. Chente gave me a list of movies to check out. Stanley Kubrick's movies for symbolism. You got 2001 Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, Eyes Wide Shut, Dark Side of the Moon. Breaking down what is on the dollar bill and the symbolism behind it. It's a movie called Eye of the Phoenix, Secrets to the Dollar Bill. It's on Tubi TV. The Next Level, all that stuff is by Hibbler. Hibbler Productions. He does all these different flat earth type videos and like breaks it down to the point where like you kind of question everything. And then up here, if you got some AI art that you found or you've created or AI has created for you, we got some pretty cool stuff. Got some Bigfoot type stuff. We do stuff for the podcast. Some of these have become like a podcast art when we talk about aliens. We got this one when we had the rat derailment or the derailment and the Chinese balloon. This one, I think, when we talked about flat Earth and hollow Earth. This one when we talked about cryptids and Bigfoot. So like, there's just a bunch of random stuff that you guys can follow through there. That's all under the information category. If you have a Nintendo Switch, throw your Switch tag in there. We'll become friends and we can play Mario Kart. I'll dust you because I cheat. Then we got books. If you wanted to get into any type of conspiracy book, Chente recommended Isaac Weishaupt, and he's got a ton of books. I've sent out books to people like Jack a couple times, Jackie, Scott. If you like, comment, and subscribe on these podcasts, we will hook you up with some gifts. However you like it, whatever. First one to comment, first one to like, first one to subscribe. If you're first at anything, if you're last at anything, just say last. And then if somebody else tags you
Just
and says they beat you,
all you're getting is a pair of my dirty socks.
yes, and maybe a sticker from his underwear and dirty socks. But this one, we got books. We got a Grand Unifying Conspiracy. This is what it looks like. This is what the back is, and then it has like the description of the back of the book. And then they have Genesis 6. This is like all about the Genesis 6 in the Bible, where they talk about the Nephilim and the giants, Satan's plan, the Antichrist at the end of days. There's just a ton of information. This book is like that thick. And I mean, like, that's like pretty big for me. So that's really thick. Girthy.
500 pages is nothing.
It's like 800 pages. It's long.
It's a good read.
The Roots of the Federal Reserve. It's how the Nephilim actually like implanted people's DNA and blood in people's DNA, and it's weird. It's cool to hear it, like the story of it, but it's hard to explain. If you like Star Wars, there's this one. And then let me go into this real quick. Main chat. We got breaking news. Anytime there's stuff that's breaking news wise, like there was over 100 survivors and 160 arrests made in Northeast Ohio, human trafficking sting called Operation Buyer's Remorse. Those arrested come from all walks, including an EMT, nurses, educators, retirees, former law enforcement officers, self-employed individuals, delivery drivers, and others. So it's like random stuff that's like, as soon as it came out, we dropped it. The main chat, come in here, just BS with us, talk shit, whatever you want to do. Current events, if there's stuff that's current and eventy, you can talk it. Thought for the day, this is where TBD actually says some words of wisdom. He usually posts it in there. The last time he's done it was in February 2002.
Oh, so wow. That's catching up.
And then the voice channel, if we ever come in here and do a live chat or live podcast, sometimes we'll come in here and we'll do the podcast live here and we'll record it this way. We could have multiple people on the Discord. We could have a lot more than 6 or 3, however many we can have on here. But on this, we could have a lot more people. So we could have more of a Q&A. We can do a live viewing of a show or a movie or something.
Or dead body.
What's that?
I think Simba wants back in.
What'd you say?
I think Simba wants back in, yo.
That's my dog.
That's my dog. I don't know what she's doing. So then over here, you got SpeakInCOAD. These are all the conspiracies that are safe for the Discord. You won't get banned or anything like that. So, I mean, like, we got Bigfoot, we got Anunnaki, we got Antarctica, we got aliens, advanced civilization. Want to talk about Tartaria one day, Barry Soetoro. If you don't know who that is, you should look it up. The Bermuda Triangle. We got biblical topics. We got tons of these over here, right? Dogman, dinosaurs aren't real, or Flintstone vitamins don't help. Flat Earth, Hollow Earth. We got Freemasons, Gematria, Giants, or the Nephilim, however you want to call them. Man on the Moon, NASA, space and astrology, numerology, MK Ultra, Roswell, Keckenberg, symbolism. That's Chente's favorite thing to talk about. Shapeshifters and skinwalkers, time travel, Tartaria, Titanic, UFOs, Wendigo, because we can't say that online. And then we have stuff that's a little bit more risque, and we like to speak in code. We won't. This is 5G butter or 5G butter. If you go into this one, any of these that are under the risky for Discord, if you click in there, you're gonna have to open it up as a new what's it called?
New file.
Yeah, new file. So let me see if I can...
So we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so anytime you click on there, on one of those, like the Discord ones, it is going to, let me see if I can get it. It's going to look like this. So any of the Discord ones, we got Shit's a Secret, Society, Government Cover-Ups, Vacation, which is the vaccine, Jeffrey, he did not kill himself, or he didn't off himself, Federal Reserve, because I feel like if we talk about that kind of stuff, that's what happened to Kennedy, so I don't want that shit happening to me. Pizza Cowabunga Dudes, it's kind of like what happened with Jeffrey Epstein, but it's code words for pizza. So it's kind of disgusting. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Isaac Cappy was a part of it. He died. Out of the Shadows, our video got banned already on YouTube just for even discussing Out of Shadows. 5G Butter. If you don't know, now you know. That will get you removed from Discord. Elitists, the body counts, that could get you removed. Different color pills, saying this word can get you removed.
Pandemic.
Oh, now you're getting removed. Good job.
We removed him.
See? I told him.
He just got banned. Damn it. StreamYard doesn't like it if you do that. And
Can't make it 41 minutes without him getting banned.
Yeah. Nasara and Jasara. And then what else we got? Follow the Cabal. Just different types of topics there. And then let me see. I'm gonna stop that one real quick. I'm sorry, man. I'm almost done. Or not just man, but everybody listening. Sorry, I'm almost done.
Sorry, peoples.
Yes, peoples. So those ones are the ones that are a little risque for Discord.
Whole thing.
So if you click any of these, it's just going to take you to the Telegram. Join the Telegram. Check it out. I don't know if you could post in there. If you want anything posted, just send it to me directly and I'll post it in there. So that way there's not a bunch of clutter of just random people talking. And then we got projects and operations. We got Project Bluebeam. This is where they were wanting to recreate the second coming of Jesus. And they were going to try to mix it up with the Antichrist. There's Operation High Jump, MK Ultra, Project Monarch, Operation Paperclip, Stargate, Operation Popeye, Bluebird, Evergreen, Artichoke, Rainbow, Woodpecker, Grill Flame. Man, there's a bunch. I'm getting hungry. Anyway, there's a ton of them. Operation Fishbowl was about, they talk about the firmament and how, and I don't have anything in these yet. I'm going to put more information in them. I just put them there as placeholders. But Operation Fishbowl, what they were doing was they were trying to prove that the firmament, like the glass cover over the earth or the dome over the earth, was a thing. So they were shooting rockets as high as they could into space, and they were exploding them at the end of the firmament or the atmosphere, whatever you want to say. But by their videos and their pictures of everything, it looked like it was exploding and bouncing off of something. So that was their whole reasoning for that one. And I think that is it. So I'm sorry that's, but I'm done talking about the Discord.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So did Rican Mohican, was there anything that you wanted to talk about conspiracy wise? Do you want to pick a conspiracy we talk about? It doesn't have to be long either.
All right, I do have a question. Has anybody ever met a Freemason?
I met
Not
you.
that I know of.
I've met a couple.
I've gotten invited to lodge, and I have yet to go. I don't know.
I heard it's invite only.
Huh?
I heard it's invite only.
Yeah, I've been invited a couple times. Been approached.
Is that why we're doing the wrestling events there?
No. That temple is actually not live.
It's not alive.
It's not live. It's not actually used for a temple anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's why they
Mhm.
went to
Different
Yep.
halls. That they say, but I heard stuff when we were walking up there. I heard people screaming, and I hit my
It
arm.
could be.
That banister that hurt.
I don't know. It's just So, have you ever heard how the Freemason rituals or initiation comes from like the Mormons as well?
No.
Yes.
Do tell.
So I do know an individual. He is Mormon and he is a Freemason, and he didn't get into a lot of details because they're not supposed to. But he kind of made it seem that some of the things they do for initiation is they get off the the Mormons get off the Freemasons.
The Mormons get out the Freemasons.
Get the initiation part from the Freemasons. I'm not a Mormon. I can't.
Oh, instead of the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah. My bad. I mixed that up. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like there's definitely a lot of symbolism in it and stuff too. I just know that you have to. What a lot of them do is they want you to believe in God.
Yeah.
You have to believe in God before you can come in and be a part of it, right?
Well, technically, you have to believe in a higher power. It doesn't have to be God.
Okay. Because I thought that what they want to do is they want to eventually turn it so that way you're denouncing God, but then worshiping whatever their thing is.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's all very strange. And here's the thing too. I talked with a guy that I was stationed with at my last unit, and we were watching a video. Like we were listening to I think his name is Dan. It's not Carlin. Dan Carlin? No. Dan something. I can't remember, but he does like conspiracy. He would do like spooky stories. He would have people come, or him and his wife would tell scary stories all of like October. Every day was a different story kind of thing. So like each day he told a different story. They did like a little deep dive on it, and they kind of like spook people out, right? Well, then he would do a little bit of not sometimes conspiracies, but more like folklore or like occultist, elitist type stuff, or like occult type stuff, witchcraft. He would talk about that.
Okay.
So somebody was like, you should talk to a Freemason. So he's like, I talked to a Freemason. I met him, and like I was asking him questions, and he was like, yeah, they don't do these rituals. They don't do stuff like that. And I was like, but I've heard they do. Like, and I've talked to people that said they do. They do too. So I was like, all right, I feel like this guy's just like, he's a comedian, first off.
Yeah.
And then he's doing his own little podcast. And then instead of having the guy come on his podcast, the guy goes, no, I don't want to be on it or even talk about it like on your podcast. Like he didn't want to give up any information. So he's like, I kept trying to ask this guy, hey, can you give me some information? The guy's like, no. So anyway, long story short, we get done listening to the podcast, and I'm thinking like, man, that one, I felt fake. I felt like it was fake. Like the dude just said this stuff. He just tried to keep it under wraps. Didn't want to mention anything about it, and then everybody in my office was like, yeah, see, there's nothing wrong with Freemasons. And it was right at the peak of like me kind of getting into conspiracies and stuff. So I was just like, but I feel like I've heard a lot about like freaking Freemasons and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not really buying what this guy's saying.
I do have a question.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm sorry, but I gotta help get these kids to bed, y'all. I gotta dip.
All right. You want to say your peace out?
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Just Chente.
Peace out, Girl Scout. I love it.
All right. Bye. Love you.
Later, gentlemen.
That kiss was for me. I'm just saying.
That's right. But catch that.
Save it.
All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Sorry.
All right. So, and we still got you for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I don't want to keep you guys late. I know it's getting late. So anyway, as soon as we got done with the conversation, or as soon as we got done listening to the podcast, two of the guys in my office were like, see, or the one guy was like, see, it's not it's not all about that stuff. Like that seems normal. I'm like, dude, you really just bought all of that? So then my supervisor, she was like, my husband's a Freemason. And we're like, what? So then all of a sudden this fool walks in the door and like, he's like, oh yeah. They're like, oh yeah, they were talking about Freemasons, and Code thinks that it's a like a cult type thing, or like they do weird sacrifices or weird like rituals or whatever the case. And the first thing he says, and I swear to you guys, the first thing he says, he goes, oh yeah, we drink baby blood. First thing he says.
Jay, that's just.
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I wasn't even getting that far. Like, I was just talking about like the weird rituals and stuff. Like, I wasn't talking about that.
That would be a weird ritual.
I know, but I didn't even mention that. So I go, what the heck are you talking? I was like, I don't know anything about that one. Like, I didn't get that far into it yet. I was just thinking like the weird stuff or whatever. So knowing the codes and like you have to read, they have their own Bible, they have their own dictionary. They have their own dictionary, I think, too, that breaks down different words and how they can, I don't know. Anyway, he's like, he tells me, he goes, most people, I asked him, I said, what degree are you? Because do you know what degree they go up to? Like the highest?
Yeah, I forget. I kind of knew them, but it's been a while since we spoke about it.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
So it's 33 degrees. 33 degrees, right?
Okay.
Because what they want you to think is 32 and below is freezing. Once you get to 33 degrees, you're a different form.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like water freezes at 32 degrees and below. 33, you're a liquid form. You're in a totally different form. You can move around, like that kind of symbolism.
Yeah.
You could kind of move in between different people. You can kind of like hide in the darkness. You can come out. You could take on any form. That's what I'm getting at. You can take on any form. So I asked him, I go, well, what degree are you? He goes, oh, I'm a 6th degree. He goes, most people don't even get past 6. And I'm thinking like, really? It's a secret society. You're a 6 out of 33. You really think that they're going to tell you secrets?
Yeah.
That they don't care if it gets out or not? Like you're a 6. Like that's like being a white belt with like 2 or 3 stripes. Like what are you, or even a blue belt like in jiu-jitsu or something?
Yeah.
What are you? I mean, you might be able to tap somebody out, but you're not hurting anybody real bad if you're going against a black belt. And I mean, like let's just say it's Taekwondo, because like there's too many belts in Taekwondo. There's not enough in jiu-jitsu. I feel like a blue belt would still beat me up, but a yellow belt in Taekwondo would not really hurt me too bad if I get a hold of them. But anyway, long story short, I used to do Taekwondo. So just understanding that, him saying, oh, I'm a 6th degree. I'm like, you're nowhere near where they're telling you secrets. I don't buy it at all. So that's my little.
Well, my question is like outside of the weird rituals and that, what is the purpose of a Freemason?
It's like a brotherhood. It's almost like, I almost feel like it's for people that are lost and don't know where they're going or know what they're doing. They go, come on, get like, hey, do you want to join this club? And you're like, oh, club, I don't know, like a Boy Scout or Eagle Scout. And like, no, not like that at all. But they're like, just come in, you can hang out. It's almost like they have meetings. They have like little introductions. They'll bring people in. You have to learn, like you have to study certain things too to like be a Mason. Because I think you're not only a Freemason, but like you're a masonry, right? Like you do Mason work, bricklaying and all this stuff too. So,
it used to be like that, not anymore.
Yeah. Like
now it's more about like networking. Like that's the way they try to present it to somebody who's looking that's like asking about it. Oh, it's for networking.
And they'll have like a ring with like a G on it. They'll have like weird like what's that thing called where you have like a pen or a pencil and then it has like this it's not a stylus. Compass?
Oh yeah, because compass like the direction.
It's like the thing where you have a pencil, the sticky thing, and you could go like that and draw.
Oh, a protractor.
Protractor. Is that right?
Oh no. Protractor.
No, protractor is the other thing that goes like this.
No, not that.
I can't.
Anyway, it's that facing upward. and there's like a measuring tool and then the spike, but then there's a G in the middle.
Okay.
So sometimes they'll have a necklace, they'll have a ring, they'll have different things. So that way, when you see it and you notice it, oh, you're a Freemason. Like, what's up? Like, you could kind of like, it's like it's Assassin's Creed when you see the guy with the missing finger.
Yeah, they have different handshakes for different levels that you're in.
Is that what it's called? Pittsburgh.
Lockwing divider.
Divider.
Like
But that's what you're.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like faced upward, like this.
Okay.
And then there's a G in it. And I could always pull that stuff up too. I don't even know why. How the heck do I have the Discord up still? Oh. Okay, cool. Sorry. I keep getting these stupid notifications. So anyway, yeah, they have that. And then like there will be people that'll be like, yeah, I was so lost. I didn't know what to do. And these guys, I just joined the Freemasons. And like I have a buddy of mine I grew up with, and like he joined the Freemasons, but it felt like you seemed lost, you know, and I feel bad because it's like I feel like could have easily reached out to him and been like, hey, you want to hang out sometime or whatever. Yeah. But I think a lot of it has to do with somebody being lost. You could use networking to
further your business and education goals.
Yeah, and education and Freemasonry, not like school.
Yeah.
Like the other one too was what was it?
It's almost like the same principle as a fraternity then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So man, I can't remember what I was gonna say. It was the fraternity, the school. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Dang it. I need a notebook just so I don't forget. It'll come to me tonight and I'll be like, Eureka. I'll post it in the comments and I'll be first and I'll get a book.
He's gonna be calling us at 2:00 in the morning.
Is this what I was trying to tell you about?
Yeah, exactly.
Get online.
So
how many now are all the Masons connected or like do they have different branches?
That's what I was gonna say. The connected part. So back in the day, you want to go ahead with that?
Go ahead.
So back in the day, people would hire people to do masonry work.
Okay.
Like let's look at like downtown.
Yeah.
You know all those old buildings that like are all brick, but they're all nice fancy brick. There's like sculpted like
the Masons would do those.
The Masons would do stuff like that all over the world. Like all over the world. Like they even have an idea that Jesus wasn't a carpenter. He was a mason. But they didn't have a word for mason back then, so they used carpenter or something like that because it was like a hidden thing. It was like a secret thing or whatever. So
carpentry could have been how it started.
It could have been, yeah.
Because masonry didn't come around for years later.
Yeah.
You probably built your building before you built your floors. Or like, I don't know. Anyway, see, so they said like, say you were a mason living in another country, right? And then you're like, hey, I need to move to another country. Like, so like when immigration and stuff, like when people would migrate to different places, they would have a code, they would have a secret handshake, they would have something to prove that they're a Mason. And they'd be like, hey, we'll hire you in to do the new construction. So they would use that almost as like a mafia where they would be like, hey, we'll bring you in and you come in and actually do the building for us.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? So then when people came to the United States, they started hiring Masons and stuff too. Like I think the first presidents or I think George Washington was a Mason, and there was like a bunch of other presidents that were Masons and stuff too.
Okay.
But they'll have like weird things with them. Like they'll have like a checker pattern, like apron. They'll have like, I think white gloves. There's like a bunch of different things that you could pick up on if you know what to look for.
Okay.
Yeah. So. And that's what we call a deep dive. We jump in the deep end and we just run with it and we talk about one topic for a little bit or for a while. This is pretty much be like our main topic for this episode, if you're cool with that. And then I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what you were gonna say.
I just thought about it. It's on topic and off topic. Didn't they have like the Flintstones. Wasn't Fred a Mason?
The Lodge.
The Lodge.
The
Yeah.
Lodge, yeah.
They were called something else, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like the concept?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. No, definitely.
It was like the Buffalo something because they wore the little
The-
weird
was
hats.
it the Buffalo Lodge
Could have been.
or the what? The yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
And it just us talking about it just made me think about it. Like we talked about before how like they put stuff in plain sight and we don't realize it.
Yep.
And that was like something they put in plain sight in a kid's cartoon because who would really pay attention to something like that?
Yeah. And then I just wanted to kind of introduce the Instagram real quick, if you're cool with that. So we
Let's
can.
roll.
So if you follow the conspiracy or the SpeakInCOAD podcast, this is mine. TBD has his. I think yours is just Teddy Dynamite. Yeah, Teddy Dynamite. He follows me. He'll. I'm sure if you look at any of these, they'll be liked by him somehow, or tagged. I can't remember. And then like you could watch a video of like TBD actually like
SpeakInCOAD is exactly what we plan on doing.
trailer of the actual
Code,
or the
aka
podcast.
conspiracy.
So some of those we'll post like random stuff. Here's a flat earth and round earth. Checkmate everyone. Santa Claus versus Sasquatch sneaks down a chimney at night. Will never enter your home without permission. Keeps detailed record of your faults. Stays out of your business if you stay out of his. Has long hairy beard. Has long hairy entire body. So I don't know. I'll post memes on here too, but usually I'll post like whenever we drop a new episode. Or we'll do like where is it? This one. These are all like AI generated stuff. This is when we were talking about the Anunnaki, and when Chente mentioned the
majestic drag chickens.
Majestic drag chickens. So there's that one, and then here's another one. I don't know. I feel like we got some cool stuff. Flat Earth, Hollow Earth. Like, these are some cool ones. It's a glizzy. It's not either one. But this is pretty much the channel. We tried to drop like episodes, and like this was number 17. I didn't have Photoshop for that one, so I couldn't make it look nice like this one. Business Party, had to throw that out there for him. So definitely check out his podcast and his channel. Let me see what else. And then also wanted to talk to you guys about so what I'm planning on doing. See these up here where it says symbolism, intro to the podcast. I'm going to do one about the Mandela effect, whole truth, level earth, so like flat earth, Illuminati. I'm going to do information like just information that's I don't want to name yet. Food, a religious part, higher awareness, protect them for like protecting those kids, cryptids, like Bigfoot, Mothman, all that stuff. Like if you click in here, I got a few different things. I got some like a goat that's like a skinwalker. I got some Bigfoot looking thing. It's like a gorilla that was walking around in California
with no nose.
Yeah, with no nose. Not your WCW's NWO.
I still love that.
Empty space between my ears is about Mars is in Canada. It's just about space and how it's fake and gay. Here's a Freemason one, Freemason.
Gotcha.
So there's some like
symbolic literacy lesson number 1. Let's decode some Freemason symbolism. So the checkerboard floor is probably the most common symbol in Freemasonry. The black and white tiles representing being stuck in base consciousness, dualistic thinking, black versus white, left versus right, night and day, that kind of thing. So basically being a basic, you know what? And climbing the ladder represents the journey through consciousness and integrating all the different colors and gradients of life into a more holistic consciousness. Symbolic literacy.
So like I'm gonna have each one of these topics as their own thing. So that way we kind of got a little bit of an idea of what to look forward to whenever we do these episodes and these podcasts. Okay. But the one I wanted to show you too was projects and operations. I thought this one was pretty crazy. But that's with anything and everything. There's this one called the menu. Or wait, let me see which one. You pick one. What do you want to know?
Let's go with the menu.
The menu? Okay.
Yeah. You already
Menu gate. Have you menu gate? This is weird. This man, his name is Cody, lives in Atlanta. He walked out of his apartment and noticed every single door in his hallway had a Chinese menu. 3 days later, still there. He's like, everyone in my hall has not opened their door. And then 5 days, still there. So he went down to the parking garage and he looked at the cars, covered in dust. And he's like, that's weird. And then he's like, okay, this is like freaking me out a little bit. Went through his whole apartment building, couldn't find a fire alarm. Finally, like, found one. He's like, I need to know. Who's it? There's supposed to be 800 people living in this apartment building. No one came out.
Because he had previously checked, he'd gone outside at night and there were lights on.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
He went out into his local nook where his apartment was. Every like coffee shop and place that he went to, there was always one man in there wearing a suit, talking on the phone. He said these men were all saying the same thing into the phone. And he's just like, am I living in a simulation? What is this? Menu gate. Have you heard?
I have actually seen
that
some videos.
Yeah.
Because like several different days he's done that with like checking the menus, and there was only like 2 doors where the menus disappeared. And like you said, the cars were covered with dust. And there's like, I think you're supposed to pay to have your car there.
Yeah.
So who's paying if no one's moving these cars? Yeah, it was pretty weird.
And then I'll play this one, and then I'll move on to the next topic. But this girl, she actually talks about a CIA operation, and it was like kind of like a black project. So a black project or black funding, or it gets a black project is a project that no one knows, not even our government at that time.
Okay.
Like you have to be beyond top secret or so to know about these types of projects. And there's funding that gets routed to these black projects on purpose, so that way they can keep getting funded without the American people having audits to figure out where the money's actually going. So anyway, this one was pretty cool. I just wanted to play this one, and then I'll move on to the next thing.
Hi, welcome back to CIA Declassified. I found a very interesting one I think you guys might like. So these techniques come from the Monroe Institute from their Gateway program, which is the meditative program that the CIA used in their research in Project Stargate, which is essentially used to expand consciousness to get you to interact with non-physical energies, etc. One of their techniques for their daily life, I tried and it worked and it freaked me out. This right here is how to reduce pain signals. So you're going to look at or visualize the part of your body that's in pain, and you're going to repeat the number 55515. When you do these 2 things, the pain signals will slowly reduce until they are no longer important.
Yeah, it's helpful and dangerous at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Pain lets you know when you're doing something stupid and you should stop. So
yeah,
you can't feel the pain. How do you know you're not jeopardizing yourself?
So that's what that's where we're at right there. But you can follow my Instagram. It's SpeakInCOAD. It's SpeakInCOAD, and that's for the SpeakInCOAD podcast. And then I think that's it for that. And then TBD, do you have do you have any thoughts or anything you wanna mention?
No. I'm just soaking it all in.
I know it's a lot. This is our longest episode we've ever done. Usually we break these into like 3 episodes because they're like an hour long, so they're like 20 minutes each. But TBD, you want to throw us in with the thought for the day?
Oh, I could do that.
Have you heard of these yet?
No, I haven't.
All right. A thought for the day is a day full of thought. No, I'm kidding. It's you want to give them an idea of what the thought for the day is?
They're quotes. Some are inspirational, some are funny, just to get your brain thinking, your mind out there, And the one I'm going to share with everybody today, thought for today: don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart.
Cool.
I like that.
Nice. So that's how we end the podcast. So if thank you so much, dude, for coming on. We'll definitely I think we might be making a trip out your way for a special occasion. I don't know yet, but we'll see what we can do.
Let me know. It was a pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me. Code TBD.
for
It's always a
joining.
pleasure.
Definitely. All right, dude. Well, TBD.
This is
Sorry. Rican, you want to say anything to the crowd, to the listeners, to the fans, to the
Yes.
friends, to the family?
Yes, clothing is optional.
It is. It is.
well. This is Theodore Dinamite saying, "Have a good Nite."
As he fades out. All right, guys. This is Code. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining in. I think this is kind of how we're going to be running it from now on, just so we have a little bit more structure. Stay safe, stay blessed, and keep on questioning.